It is time now for Mike on the Money, and this afternoon we're talking about how parents can support their adult children, not the little kids that we have, but adult children. Mike Giordano, financial advisor with Williams Wealth Management, is here to talk about this. And Mike, you pointed out a recent USA Today survey found that 65% of parents give their adult children some kind of financial support. So talk us through this first. What's the reason that so many parents are finding themselves needing to give that support to their adult children?
Yeah, well, you can look back, early in your career. I know myself, it's hard as a young professional to get started at any age, whether it was 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago. But if you take a look at young professionals today, the environment is really challenging in terms of how much housing costs have gone up. It's probably one of the most unaffordable times to buy a house. Car prices have gone up, inflation, stack on, what college education costs, and now all that mounting debt. And so it's just really, really hard to achieve some of the goals that maybe prior generations were able to achieve. And so you can definitely understand why parents want to, help their kids out a little bit.
Sure, but we want to, of course, be careful as parents when you're doing that. So can you share some ways that parents can financially support their adult children?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way, obviously, is to just give them money. You can gift up to $18,000 this year, tax-free. So, if you have two parents, they can gift $36,000. That's one way. The other way you could do is you could do an intrafamily loan at below market rates. The IRS has a whole schedule set up. You can go on their website and figure out at what rate you could loan money to your children. And then the third way is you could co-sign, on a mortgage or another loan. That's probably the least desirable way because you just open up yourself to a whole bunch of pitfalls maybe down the line. You have some open-ended liabilities.
So what are some things that parents should be considering when they're deciding how to help their adult children?
Yeah, the first one is certainly figure out how much can you afford, right? Realistically, understand what your budget looks like, what your own goals are. Make sure you're in line with what you can actually afford. That's the most important thing. And then you want to start thinking about your values, like having these conversations with your children about what are you going to use the money for? Is it a down payment? Do you want to start your own company? Are you looking to pay off some student debt, maybe buy a car, start a family? All these things, and figure out what types of things align with your values so that you're not just necessarily handing the money over and no strings attached. And
you say it is important also to not compromise, as the parent, not compromise your own goals.
That's the big thing because it's so easy. You definitely want to help your loved ones. It's an admirable thing, but you have to think about your own goals. And it goes back to the whole airline adage about securing your mask before helping somebody else's. Because one thing you definitely don't want to have is any kind of resentment afterwards. Like I might not be able to have the retirement I want because I gave too much money away or whatnot. And so what you don't want is a situation where you gift money to your children. 20 years down the line, you're in some financial dire straits, and you need your children to gift money back to you.
This is great advice there.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're paying attention on the airline whenever the flight attendants are giving you the instructions.
Absolutely. We have to take care of ourselves in order to take care of others.
Sometimes they go off script and it's fun.
It's true.
You bet.
It's true. Thank you so much. Mike Giordano, financial advisor with Williams Wealth Management. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.